We are joined now by MSNBC's Steve Kornacki and Nicolle Wallace, who's on assignment in Kennebunkport, Maine. More about that in a moment. Good morning to both of you.
Morning, guys.
Morning. Nicolle, let me start with you. This is the week we likely are going to get Trump's VP pick. What do you think he is looking for? I mean, aside from the various names that we've heard about, what does he need to shore up his ticket?
You know, I think I agree with the list that Peter gave us in his report, but I think he's looking at curtain number 1 and curtain number 2. And behind curtain number 1 is the choice that the party expects him to make. Somebody safe, someone who solves some of his political vulnerabilities, somebody like Governor Pence. But I think Trump is probably more attracted to curtain number 2, which is sort of the critics be damned choice. Someone like Mike Flynn, who's a wild card like Trump himself, or someone like Chris Christie, who's been a real partner to Donald Trump at some of the lowest points of this candidacy, but who doesn't come without some of his own risks for Donald Trump.
Steve, we also noticed in Peter's piece, we're reminded just how open this process has been for Trump. We know who he's vetting. We know obviously who he's campaigning with. A few high-profile names have said no thank you. Has it been a smart process for him to be so open?
It's been a Trump process. I mean, more than any other politician we've seen, this is a guy who's a showman. And he's thinking about how to keep the audience engaged, how to keep them guessing what's coming next. And I think that's what Nicolle's saying there I find so interesting, because this idea of Flynn, the name that was floated over the weekend, and the general, as you say, if you think back to 2008, John McCain was interested at one point in putting Joe Lieberman on the ticket. The knocks were, well, he's a Democrat, he's pro-choice. There was a big blowback. It never went anywhere. You're getting that same blowback now. But the difference is Trump is such a different political figure than McCain. I do wonder if he'll say, the heck with it, I'll do it anyway.
You know, we talk about Hillary Clinton. She's got 2 weeks, the Democratic convention in 2 weeks, so she theoretically, Nicolle, could announce this week or next week. Well, you're a former strategist. What's the smart timing? Do you want to try to compete with the Republican convention, or wait till it's over, or do it this week?
You know, when we announced Sarah Palin in 2008, our strategy was to step on any bounce. Candidates come out of their own conventions with a bounce. They've been in the national news for 4 straight days. So most campaigns that go second try to step on that bounce by making that announcement right on the heels of their opponent's convention.
And speaking of that bounce, Steve, I don't know, is Hillary going to get the bounce that she needs? It's been reported that Bernie is going to endorse her as early as this week. Is it too late?
Well, honestly, I think she's gotten the bounce already, because the talk a month ago when the Democratic primaries ended was, remember, the Trump-Clinton race was basically neck and neck, and you had Democrats worrying, wow, unless Bernie Sanders gets on board, he's going to hurt her. Well, what happened was Barack Obama got on board, Elizabeth Warren got on board, Joe Biden got on board, Trump made a few mistakes. So the political world looks very different now. Obviously, the Clinton campaign will be happy to take the Bernie Sanders endorsement, but it doesn't look as essential to her as it did a month ago.
All right, Steve and Nicolle, thank you so much. And more to the reason why Nicolle is in Kennebunkport, she's going to have an exclusive interview with former presidential candidate Jeb Bush. It airs 10 p.m. Eastern on MSNBC tonight.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.